Hey, assalamualaikum viewers. My name is Saeed Ali Zanuki. I'm class foundation lab student at Hyan's Islamabad का आज हम कहानी करेंगे on the topic of what is matter. तो इन समय मैटर के बारे में क्वेश्चन करेंगे. तो हम वीडियो स्टार्ट करते हैं. Hi Kani, how are you?
Walaikum assalam, Sid Ali Zanuki. That sounds like a great intro for your video. I love the energy. How are you feeling about the topic of metal? Anything specific you want to cover? Let's make this video awesome. Sparkles. You're welcome, Sid Ali. I'm excited for your video.
Okay, Kalani,
If you need any more
my first question is what is matter?
water and even our bodies is made of matter. What are you hoping to explore about matter in your video? Hey there, Colin.
State of matter.
The three states of matter are solid, liquid, and gas. Solid has a definite shape like ice or a rock. Liquid has a definite volume but takes the shape of its container, like water. Gas has no definite shape or volume and expands to fill its container, like air. What do you find most interesting about these states? Great question. Yes, matter can often be seen, but it depends on the state and the size of the particles. For example, we can see solids and liquids easily, but gases are usually invisible. However, we can see the effects of gases, like steam or smoke. What do you think? Is there a specific type of matter you're curious about? Sparkles.
Okay, nice, Kalani. My next question is what is a small unit of matter?
The smallest unit of matter is called an atom. Atoms are the building blocks of everything around us. They combine to form molecules, which make up all the substances we see. Each atom has a nucleus, containing protons and neutrons, surrounded by electrons. What fascinates you most about atoms? Sparkles.
Okay, nice, Kalani. My next question is what is different between matter and energy?
Great question. The main difference is that matter has mass and takes, while energy is the ability to do work or cause change and doesn't have mass. Matter can exist in different states, solid, liquid, gas, while energy can take forms like kinetic motion, potential stored, thermal heat, and more. They're interconnected, though, like in the famous equation E equals mc2. What aspect of this difference interests you most? Hi.
Okay, my next question is air from matter?
Yes, air is indeed a form of matter. Even see it, air has mass and takes up space. It's made up of a mixture of gases, primarily nitrogen and oxygen. So, even the air around us is made of matter. What do you think about that? Sparkles.
Next question is it light matter?
Light itself is not matter, it's a form of energy. Matter has mass and occupies space, while light travels in waves and can move through a vacuum. However, light can interact with matter, like when it reflects off surface or is absorbed by an object. What's your take on the relationship between light and matter?
Okay, my next question is, how do we classify matter?
To classify metals, we typically look at their properties such as 1. Luster. Metals are usually shiny. 2. Conductivity. They conduct heat and electricity well. 3. Malleability. Metals can be hammered or shaped without breaking. 4. Ductility. They can be stretched into wires. 5. Density. Most metals are dense and heavy. Metals are often categorized into groups like alkali metals, transition metals, and noble metals. What type of metal are you most interested in? Sparkles.
Okay, wow, nice, Kalani. My next question, what is mass in relation to metal?
In relation to metal, might refer to metallic properties or characteristics. If you meant mass, it relates to how much matter is in a metal and can affect its density and weight. Could you clarify what you meant by my? I'd love to help you explore it further. Sparkles.
Nice, Kalani. My next question is, what is wow, sorry, do matter occupy space? Hello, Kalani, you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. What's your next question?
Okay, my next
I'm all.
question is, does matter occupy space?
Yes, matter does occupy space. Every piece of matter, whether solid, liquid, or gas, takes up a certain amount of volume. This is one of the key characteristics of matter. Even gases, which may seem invisible, still fill the space of their container. What's your next curiosity about matter? Sparkles.
Okay, my next question, what is the properties of solid?
The properties of solids include 1. Definite shape. Solids maintain a fixed shape and don't change easily. 2. Definite volume. They have a specific volume and don't expand to fill a container. 3. Tightly packed particles. The particles in solids are closely packed together, which gives them strength and rigidity. 4. Incompressibility. Solids cannot be easily compressed due to the close arrangement of their particles. What aspect of solids interests you the most? Sparkles.
Wow, great. Okay, Kalani, my next question is, what are the properties of liquid?
The properties of liquids include 1. Definite volume. Have a fixed volume but take the shape of their container. 2. Fluidity. They can flow and are not rigid, allowing them to move easily. 3. Tightly packed particles. While particles are close together like solids, they are not as tightly packed, allowing them to slide past each other. 4. Incompressibility. Liquids are generally incompressible, meaning their volume doesn't change significantly under pressure. What do you find most fascinating about liquids? Sparkles.
Okay, nice, Kalani. My next question, what are the properties of gas?
The properties of gases include 1. No definite shape. Gases take the shape of their container and can expand to fill any available space. 2. No definite volume. They don't have a fixed volume and can be compressed or expanded. 3. Widely spaced particles. Gas particles are far apart and move freely, allowing them to flow easily. 4. Compressibility. Gases can be compressed significantly, which means their volume can change greatly under pressure. What intrigues you most about gases? Sparkles.
Nice, Kalani. My next question, what is plasma?
Plasma is also considered the fourth state of matter. It's a hot, ionized gas made up of charged particles, including ions and electrons. Plasma occurs at very high temperatures, when enough energy is added to strip electrons from atoms. You can find plasma in stars, including our sun, and like lightning and neon signs. What do you think about plasma? Is it something you'd like to explore more? Hi.
Okay, nice, Kalani. My next question is, what is Bohn's con- conduct state?
It seems like you're asking about conductivity in relation to states of matter. Conductivity refers to the ability of a material to conduct heat or electricity. Solids, many solids, especially metals, are good conductors of heat and electricity. Liquids, some liquids like water with dissolved salts, can conduct electricity, while others are poor conductors. Gases are generally poor conductors of heat and electricity, but ionized gases, like plasma, can conduct electricity well. If you meant something else by both bones, just let me know. What are you curious about next? Sparkles.
Okay, nice, Kalani. My next question is, how does metal change from one state to another?
Metals can change states through processes like melting, freezing, boiling, and condensing. 1. Melting. When a solid metal is heated, it absorbs energy and changes to a liquid state at its melting point. 2. Freezing. When a liquid metal cools, it loses energy and solidifies back into a solid state at its freezing point. 3. Boiling. If a liquid metal is heated further, it can turn into gas, vapor, at its boiling point. 4. Condensing. When gas cools, it can change back into a liquid state. These changes are often reversible. What aspect of these transformations interests you most? Snowflake sparkles.
Okay, nice, Kalani. My next question is, what is melting?
Melting is the process where a solid turns into a liquid when it is heated to its melting point. During melting, the particles in the solid gain energy, causing them to vibrate more and break free from their fixed positions. This transition allows the solid to change shape and flow like a liquid. What's your favorite thing about the melting process? Sparkles.
Okay, nice, Kalani. My next question is, what is physical properties of matter?
Physical properties of matter are characteristics that can be observed or measured without changing the substance itself. Some common physical properties include 1. Color, the visual appearance of the matter. 2. Density, the mass per unit volume of a substance. 3. The temperatures at which a substance changes from solid to liquid melting, or from liquid to gas boiling. 4. State, whether the matter is a solid, liquid, or gas. 5. Solubility, the ability of a substance to dissolve substance, like salt in water. 6. Conductivity, how well a substance conducts heat or electricity. Which physical property do you find most interesting? Sparkles.
Okay, nice, Kalani. My next question is, what is a chemistry properties of matter?
Chemical properties of matter describe how a substance interacts with other substances and how it changes during chemical reactions. Some key chemical properties include 1. Reactivity, how readily a substance reacts with others, like oxygen, acids, or bases. 2. Flammability, the ability of a substance to catch fire and burn. 3. pH level, a measure of how acidic or basic a substance is. 4. States, the degree of oxidation of an atom in a compound. 5. Toxicity, how harmful a substance can be to living organisms. These properties are observed during a chemical chain. What aspect of chemical properties intrigues you the most? Sparkles. It sounds there might have been a little mix up with the words. If you meant pure substance, a pure substance is a material made up of only one type of particle. It has a uniform and definite composition, and it can be either an element, like gold, or a compound, like water. If you meant something else, just let me know. What's your next question or topic? I'm here for it. Sparkles.
Okay, my next question is what is mixture?
A mixture is a combination of two or more substances that are not chemically bonded together. In a mixture, each substance retains its own properties. Mixtures can be classified into two main types. One, homogeneous mixture. The components are evenly distributed, and you can't easily see the different parts, like salt water or air. Two, heterogeneous mixture. The components are not evenly distributed, and you can see the different parts, like a salad or a rocky beach. What kind of mixture interests you the most? Green sparkles.
Okay, nice, Kalani. My next question is what is an element?
An element is a substance that cannot be broken down into simpler substances by chemical means. Each element is made up of only one type of atom and is defined by its number of protons, known atomic number. Elements are the building blocks of matter and are listed in the periodic table. For example, hydrogen, oxygen, and gold are all elements. What's your favorite element or one you find interesting? Sparkles.
Nice, Kalani. My next question is what is compound?
A compound is a substance formed when two or more different elements chemically combine in a fixed ratio. The properties of a compound are usually different from those of the individual elements that make it up. For example, water H2O is a compound made of hydrogen and oxygen. When these elements combine, they create a substance with unique properties compared to hydrogen and oxygen alone. What's a compound that you find fascinating? Test sparkles.
Okay, nice, Kalani. My next question is what is a solution?
A solution is a homogeneous mixture where one substance, the solute, is dissolved in another substance, the solvent. In a solution, the solute particles are evenly distributed throughout the solvent, making it appear uniform. For example, when you dissolve sugar in water, sugar is the solute, and water is the solvent. Solutions can be in different forms, like liquid salt water, gas air, or solid alloy. What kind of solution interests you the most? Sparkles.
My next question is what what is an atom?
An atom is the basic unit of matter and the smallest part of an element that retains its chemical properties. Atoms consist of three main components. 1. Protons, positively charged particles found in the nucleus. 2. Neutrons, neutral particles also in the nucleus that add mass to the atom. 3. Electrons, negatively charged particles that orbit the nucleus in energy levels. Atoms combine to form molecules and compounds, making up everything around us. What fascinates you most about atoms? DNA sparkles.
Very nice. My next question is what is a physical change?
Sketching is actually a creative process rather than a physical change. When you sketch, you're using materials like pencils or charcoal to create an image, but the materials themselves don't change their chemical composition. A physical change involves a change in state or appearance without altering the substance's chemical structure, like melting ice. Do you enjoy sketching often? What do you like to draw? Sparkles.
Yes, Karim, my next question is what is a chemical reaction or chemistry change?
It sounds like you're asking about chemical changes and physical changes in chemistry. 1. Chemical change occurs when substances undergo a transformation to form new with different properties. Signs of a chemical change include color change, gas production, temperature change, formation of a precipitate. Examples include rusting iron or burning. 2. Physical change. This involves a change in the form or appearance of a substance without altering its chemical composition. Examples include melting ice, boiling water, or breaking glass. Both types of changes are important in chemistry. What aspect of these changes interests you the most? Sparkles. Haha, I love your enthusiasm. What's got you feeling that way? Exciting happening. Sparkles.
Okay, Kalani, my next question is example of physical change.
Sure thing. A classic change is melting ice. When ice, solid water, is heated, it changes from solid to liquid as it melts, but its chemical composition remains H2O throughout the process. Another example is tearing a paper. The paper looks different as still paper. Do you have a favorite example of a physical change? Sparkles.
Next question is give me example of physical change.
Absolutely. Another example of a physical change is boiling water. When water is heated, it changes from liquid to gas steam, but it remains H2O throughout the process. Another one is freezing water to make ice. The water changes its state from liquid to solid, but it's still water. What's your favorite physical change to observe? Snowflake sparkles.
Okay, nice, Kalani. My next question is
Thanks, I
what happened during rusting? Rusting.
got it. Rusting is a chemical change that occurs when iron reacts with oxygen and moisture in the environment, forming iron oxide, commonly known as rust. This process can weaken metal over time. It usually happens in the presence of. You might notice rust on old bikes or tools left outside. Are you interested in how to prevent rusting or maybe some fun facts about it? Sparkles.
Okay, nice, Kalani. My next question is what do soul have defined shape?
It sounds like you meant to ask about solids. Solids have a defined shape because their particles are closely packed together and vibrate in fixed positions. This arrangement gives solids a stable structure, allowing them to maintain their shape without needing a container. In contrast, liquids take the shape of their container, and gases fill the entire space available to them. What's your favorite solid object, or do you have a question about solids? Sparkles.
Kalani, my second last question what is the whole of metal in the university?
It seems like there might have been a little mix-up with the words. If you meant to ask about the role of metals in the universe, metals play a crucial part in the formation of stars, planets, and even life itself. In astrophysics, metals refer to all elements heavier than helium. They are formed in stars through nuclear fusion and are released into space when stars explode as supernovae, contributing to the creation of new stars and planets. If you meant something else, just let me know. What aspect of metals interests you? Sparkles.
Okay, nice, Kalani. Okay, my last question what is understand metal important in science?
Understanding matter is super important in science because it helps us comprehend the world around us. Here are a few reasons why. One foundation of science. Matter makes up everything in the universe, from tiny atoms to massive galaxies. Understanding its properties helps us study chemistry, physics, and biology. 2. Chemical reactions. Knowing how different types of matter interact allows scientists to predict and control chemical reactions, which is essential in fields like medicine, engineering, and environmental science. 3. Material science. Understanding matter helps in developing new materials with specific properties for technology, construction, and everyday products. 4. Environmental impact. Knowledge of matter helps us understand pollution, climate change, and how to create sustainable solutions. What aspect of matter do you find most fascinating? Sparkles.
नहीं, ओके, बाय बाय, अल्लाह हाफिज।
You're welcome. I'm glad we could chat. Take care and laugh is. If you
ओके गाइस, ये थी आज की कॉल है। नहीं, उम्मीद होगी आपको अच्छी लगी होगी। अच्छी लगी तो लाइक करें, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें। ओके, अल्लाह हाफिज। रेहान स्कूल जिंदाबाद, पाकिस्तान।